guys, it's Hannah here from Chasing Chapters, and today I am bringing you a wrap-up and a August TBR. I know it's a little late to be doing an August TBR, but better late than never, right? I'm kind of just getting out of a reading slump, but we're gonna start now. And for the wrap-up portion of this video, it's not necessarily a what I read last month because I didn't read anything. All the books that I'm going to mention I read about 3 months ago, if not maybe a little bit more than that, so I figured books I read this year, how about we say that? So I figured I'd gather them all up and I'd put them in one video as one wrap-up, as well as discuss and show you the books that I plan on reading this month, but before it ends. But before I get started, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who welcomed me into this community. I am feeling so loved. It is overwhelming. It makes my heart very happy. You guys are making my day and my week, really. It's amazing. I'm blown away. So again, thank you very much, and now let's get into the wrap-up. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to be showing you today is one that I bought on BookOutlet. In fact, all of these books that I'm about to show you are ones that I bought from BookOutlet. I will leave another link down in the description box to their website, as well as links to the books on BookOutlet and Amazon if you want to check them out, if BookOutlet still has them. So let's get started. Okay, the first book I'll be discussing today is The First Wife by Erica Spindler. This is a suspense thriller novel. It follows the main character Bailey. She just got married to a man that she barely knew. She follows him to his home state. It's a small country community place, and she starts hearing whispers about her husband's first wife and how he went missing. Some people think he murdered her. They think that she's part of the huge string of missing persons that have been taking place. But the trail went silent a few years before she met this guy. I think his name is Luke. I could be wrong. But shortly after she moves into their family home, another missing person is reported. And so she kind of goes on this trail on trying to solve she's just trying to solve it all and trying to clear her husband's name. It gets really intense. I don't really remember much about it other than I finished it in 3 days, which is kind of unheard of for me because I am a slow reader. But this book, I opened my BookOutlet box, picked this one up. I think it was right on the top. I just kind of shoved the book aside and I read this. In fact, after that, I don't think I put it down, you know, other than to go to sleep and work. But I highly recommend this book if you are looking for a quick suspense thriller read. I personally would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was kind of predictable in the end, but maybe it's because I read a lot of suspense thrillers, I don't know. But The First Wife by Erica Spindler. Okay, the second book that I read this year is How to Fall by Jane Casey. This one I actually began last year, I believe, and I went through a severe reading slump again. And I put this away, didn't read it for months, and then I was babysitting, and before I left I realized that I was going to get bored after the kids went to sleep. So I brought this and I continued reading it, and it was fantastic. It follows the main character Jess Tennant as she goes to London with her mother unexpectedly during the summer holidays. She's never met her family before. She feels like it's very random that she is all of a sudden being lifted up and taken to London unannounced. Her mother really won't say anything. And after she gets there, she realizes that people they look at her as if they've seen a ghost. Like she's not getting that warm welcome, and she realizes later on that it's because she is a spitting image of her cousin, who had just died in a mysterious way about 3 months prior, something like that. That's a guess. I don't know. It's not like they just look alike. It's like they are the same person, like a doppelganger. So she kind of sets off on her own journey on trying to solve what happened to her cousin, as well as, you know, that the town they're keeping secrets, and the secret is pretty serious. I gave this book a 3.5 stars out of 5 because I felt like the ending was a little anticlimactic. The reveal of this town secret was kind of small in comparison to what I was expecting. So it was a good quick read. I enjoyed it. Okay, and the next book that I read during this year was Mortal Danger by Anne Aguirre. This book, is it obvious it's a mystery thriller? Because it is. This book follows our main character, Eddie, who is suicidal. She is ready to commit suicide in the beginning of the book, but is stopped by a handsome man who grants her 3 wishes in exchange for 3 favors. They could be anything, and she doesn't know when they're going to ask, or when he's going to ask. But yeah, I don't know, it seems kind of sketchy, and she kind of jumped on board a little faster than a rational human being would have. But she uses her first wish to be pretty, because she's not necessarily that pretty. The story kind of reminded me of how Mona from Pretty Little Liars went from, you know, loser Mona to she got a makeover and became like the popular girl. It's kind of what happened to Eddie, but her guy friend kind of did things the unconventional way. It's kind of hard to explain. But now she's one of the pretty ones, or the beautiful people as she calls it, and she's in a private boarding school, and it's the beautiful people who have been tormenting her for years, that they're the ones who drove her to the brink of suicide. But so she plans on putting herself into that mix and taking them down one by one. But it gets a little deadly, like a lot. Things start happening out of her control that she has no idea what's going on. Secret society type crazy things happening. It gets a little weird. I really liked this book. I remember I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't really remember why I didn't give it the other full star. Maybe just because it didn't take my breath away, like I had to read it again. I wouldn't pick this up and read it again. I did, however, find out that there is a sequel to this book. I think it's even a trilogy. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Anyway, I haven't picked that one up yet. I don't know if I really want to. Maybe someday, but yeah. Okay, the next book is one that I actually did give 5 out of 5 stars on because it had this vibe to it that I love. Something about boarding schools, and I don't know, it was something this was just well written. And that is Night School by C.J. Dougherty. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that. Anyway, it follows a main character, Allie, who has just been kicked out of yet another school for reckless behavior, and she's been arrested again. So her parents punish her by sending her to the strict boarding school in London. She feels like it's the worst thing that could ever happen to her, but she realizes pretty early on that she kind of fits in and she makes friends. But some mysterious things start happening, like a group of people who meet at night. It's called Night School. She has no idea what they do or who they are, who's involved. The school is very hush-hush about it until one night some crazy things start going down. Like, it is insane. So she kind of sets off on her own journey to try and figure that out, and it's twist after twist after twist. Now this book I know has several books in the series. I just haven't picked them up. I don't know how many there are. I don't remember what they're called. All I do know is that the covers don't match, and I can tell you right now that's going to bother me. But I did give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I plan on picking up the other ones as well. So you should definitely pick this one up. Okay, the last book that I'm going to show you for my wrap-up is one that I actually finished just a few months ago, so it's still pretty fresh in my mind. It's it's one that people haven't necessarily liked in the past. I've read comments on it. It's a parallel universe book, and I've heard it's kind of hard to do a parallel universe book correctly. So I can't give my opinion on that aspect of this book correctly because I've never read another parallel universe book. But that book is Tandem by Anna Jarzeb. This book, honestly, the cover drew me in. It's so pretty. I love it. It follows our main character, Sasha, who is taken to a parallel universe where her other self is like, how do I explain it? It's like everyone has their own double in a parallel universe, and her double in Aurora is missing. So they kidnap her to reenact what happened leading up to her disappearance so that they can try and figure it out. But some crazy conspiracies start to unravel, and she gets kind of in over her head, and it gets really intense. This took me a few days to finish, which, like I said, I'm a slow reader, so that was pretty good for me to read, or to finish in that amount of time. And the back has the sequel to it, so I immediately, as soon as I finished this book, I went on Amazon and I ordered the sequel. And yeah, this book, I haven't really given it much thought on what I would rate it. I guess I could think now, right? I don't know. I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars, maybe even 5 out of 5. I don't know. It was good enough for me to get the sequel right after finishing this one. But yeah, it's a really good one. I think that there's gonna be a third one. I'm not entirely sure. I think I read someone on Goodreads thought maybe there was gonna be a third one, but they're not entirely sure if there's gonna be a third one. I don't know. I'll have to check. But if you like parallel universe books, I would recommend picking this one up. It is a very good read. It's a very fast read. It'll have you hooked, and it kind of leaves you off on a cliffhanger. Okay, now that I've covered all of my wrap-up videos, I'm going to discuss my TBR pile for August. And of course, that will have to include the sequel to Tandem, which is Tether, which is what I'm reading right now. It still follows Sasha and her Aurora double, but it also brings in some new characters. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not that far in. I started this book and then my schedule changed pretty seriously, or pretty drastically, so I kind of put this on the shelf and forgot about it until just a few days ago, and I totally forgot everything that was happening, because there's like 3 different stories that are happening at once. Each chapter kind of discusses, there's like 3 characters that are going through, each are going through something different, and so they discuss that in each chapter. So I just kind of had to go back and figure out where I was, what was going on, what each character was going through. But so far I'm really liking this one. I should be done in the next few days. Once I'm done, I'll do a review on this book as well as Tandem. I really like it. I like the main character. She's feisty, and I kind of like her spirit. And Thomas, one of the other main characters, I kind of grew to like him. At first I didn't. He was kind of arrogant in my opinion, but yeah. It's a really good book. You should pick this one up. The next book that I'm going to discuss is one that I saw at Fred Meyer. I was just kind of there for something completely unrelated to books, but I needed to pass through the book section to get to where I needed to go. And this book kind of called out to me in a way that I can't explain. And that is Crimson Shore by Preston and Child. Now, I have never heard of these 2 authors before. I really like the color red, and these colors are beautiful, and the word crimson, I don't know what, it drew me in. And so I read the back, and I was like, I don't care how good it is. I don't care how advanced it is. I'm buying it. I just read the first few sentences. It's like something to do with the witch trials in Massachusetts in the 1600s, and the real witches escaped and they established their own little colony on the shore, which is now being haunted or something. I don't know. It's kind of what I got out of it. But I'm really excited to read this. I hope to get to it this month. If not this month, sometime soon. But I'm really excited about this read. Okay, the next book I have for you guys on my TBR pile is one that I just got from OWLCRATE. I have been with them for 7 months now. Excited. They have been nothing but amazing. Everything I get is fantastic. I have OWLCRATE stuff all over my house right now. Kind of looks a little girly, but I love it that way. But the book that I want to read this month is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I never heard of this author, and in all honesty, I don't know if I would have picked this up for myself, but it sounds like something I would absolutely love. I have not read a full review on this because I don't want any spoilers, but it just sounds so intriguing. I don't really like reading the dust jackets because I don't want it to give too much away, but all I know is it follows 2 different characters. Like one of them, I have no idea. I think it has something to do with music, and that kind of speaks to my heart because I love music. I'm a singer in my spare time. I was in band and guitar and choir all throughout high school and part of junior high and middle school. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've heard nothing but good things about it from other YouTubers and booktubers. So I'm really excited to see what this book holds for me. Okay, the last book I have for you guys today is one that I am super excited about. Like, you have no idea. That is Everland by Wendy Spinell. Sorry, I totally messed up her name there. First of all, the cover is absolutely beautiful. I could just pet it. It's that texture that's really cool. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of soft. But it's a Peter Pan retelling in like a post-apocalyptic world, and it's like what's the word? Steampunk. That's the word. It's a steampunk book, and this is also one of the OWLCRATE books that I got. I believe it was for May. This was the May box, I believe. And I love Peter Pan. I grew up on Peter Pan. He was my favorite. I actually had a crush on Peter Pan when I was a kid. So this holds a very special place in my heart. I was beyond joyed to receive this book, and I'm going to treasure this book forever. So after my current read, this one is going to be the one that I pick up. So this one I will definitely be reading because I am super excited. Okay guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. I will leave links in the description box below for all the books that I mentioned today, as well as OWLCRATE and BookOutlet. If you guys want to check those places out, I highly recommend it. They are amazing. You will not regret it. Please leave a comment, a like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!